The dust. That's what I remember most. A fine, pale powder that covered everything. It was in my clothes, my food, even in the air I breathed. It was the color of the earth, the color of our uniforms, the color of the world as we knew it back then. You see these images in movies, the heroic charges, the dramatic explosions. But the reality of war, for me, was often the quiet moments in between. The waiting, the endless, nerve-wracking waiting. I remember sitting in the back of a rumbling transport, the engine a constant, teeth-rattling drone. The guy next to me, a kid from Ohio named Jake, was showing me a worn-out photo of his high school sweetheart. He'd talk for hours about the diner they used to go to, the cherry pie she loved, the future they planned. We all had stories like that. They were our lifelines, tiny threads connecting us back to a world that felt a million miles away. We clung to them because they reminded us of who we were before the uniform, before the orders, before the dust settled on everything. There's a strange camaraderie that forms in a place like that. You learn to read people without them saying a word. A twitch in a jaw, a distant look in the eyes. You learn to trust the person next to you with your life, not because you know their life story, but because they're wearing the same uniform, breathing the same dusty air. We shared everything: water, rations, letters from home, and the silent understanding of what we were all going through. We'd joke about the terrible food, complain about the heat, and sing off-key songs to keep our spirits up. Those moments of shared laughter were like finding an oasis in the desert. They were rare and they were precious. But then the quiet would break, and the world would explode into chaos. It's a sound you never forget. It's not just loud. It's a physical force that hits you in the chest, rattles your bones. In those moments, training takes over. You don't think, you react. Your world shrinks to the few feet around you, your rifle, and the faces of your squad. Fear is there, of course. It's a cold, hard knot in your stomach, but you push it down because the person to your left and the person to your right are counting on you, just as you're counting on them. You move, you communicate, you do your job, and you pray. You pray you'll see the next sunrise. Coming home is a different kind of battle. The world you fought to protect has moved on. The sounds are different. The silence is different. A car backfiring can send your heart racing. A crowded mall can feel more threatening than an open field. People thank you for your service, and you appreciate it. You truly do. But they can't understand the images seared into your memory, the friends who didn't make it back. You see Jake's smiling face in a crowd, and for a split second, you forget. Then the reality crashes back in. It's been years now. The dust has settled, both literally and figuratively. I've built a life. I have a family. A job, a home, but pieces of that other world remain. They're a part of who I am. They remind me of the cost of freedom, the fragility of peace, and the incredible resilience of the human spirit. Remembering isn't about reliving the horror. It's about honoring the sacrifice. It's about remembering the faces, the laughter, the shared silence. and the kid from Ohio who just wanted to go home for some cherry pie. We owe it to them to remember, and we owe it to ourselves to build a world where their stories are lessons, not blueprints for the future. Thanks for listening.